Don't forget to press today.
It says well.
Exam 9 a.m.
Is that?
We'll be having the quiz. It will occur with ABIA angels about the angels and the quiz.
Because like this now.
Like I said earlier, I promise you, please the fans, let's behave responsibly, support your team maturely. No throwing of stones, no raising hands. We already have the security procedures now. Please sit tight, share your team to glory in a reasonable way, please. We're waiting for the lineup now. The referees are already set. Stage is set for the first match. Ladies and gentlemen.
Well, for the first time in what feels like ages, the sun has broken through the clouds in PORT-HARCOURT. And the ABIA Miasimaka Stadium is soaking up every bit of it this morning. And of course, the NWFL Super 6 is beginning to separate contenders from pretenders. And this morning's clash will definitely have a major say in how the table looks at the end of match day 3. ABIA Angels have been one of the early stories of the tournament. The Super 6 debutants are unbeaten in their first 2 games, drawing with Bielsa Queens before claiming a famous victory over Rivers Angels. 4 points from a possible 6 sees them sitting second on the table and dreaming of even bigger things. For EDO Queens, the response has been impressive. Of course, they recovered from an opening day defeat to Nasarawa Amazons by putting 4 goals past FC Rubber Queens, and that result reignited them and moved them into third place with 3 points. So we're reaching you live from the ABIA Miasimaka Stadium, and it's match day 3 in the NWFL Super 6. This is EDO Queens versus ABIA Angels. And my name is Nengi Ernest Adimola, set to talk you through what promises to be another fascinating encounter, another fascinating chapter today. And of course, I am joined by Dorcas Koki. Dorcas, how are you doing today? I mean, look at the sun beaming on your face.
I mean, we said that it's always been rainy here in PORT-HARCOURT, but today the sun decided to pay us a visit, and we're saying that it's so sunny. But this is what we get. You never know when the showers of blessings are going to show up, and today is a day where the sun has graced us its presence. But then we're talking about EDO Queens and their Angels. ABIA Angels have been the dark horses of this tournament, the surprise packages for everybody who has been watching the Super 6, and I do know that today is going to be another fascinating encounter between EDO and ABIA, who already have 4 points so far in the Super 6. While for EDO, they have about just 3 points, so they know what is at stake here. If they win this, they put themselves in a very good place to also fight for the title. But then ABIA are a difficult team to get past. Can they actually get the job done today? That's the question.
Of course, that's the question. Let's quickly talk you through the lineup, starting from EDO Queens. Moses Aduku has made no changes from the team that won against FC Rubber Queens 4-1 in match day 2. Doris Ohia is in between the sticks for EDO Queens. At the back line, we have Deborah Odiagbe, captain of the side, Essien Marilyn, Uruko Valentina, and Okbuchi Chidima. In the middle, we have Mafishere Kafayat of 4 Merits, Mahmoudou Mary. Up front, Atume Dosu, Debbie Seidat, Moses, Chioma all make the starting 11 for EDO Queens, who are on their traditional yellow shirts, yellow shorts, and yellow socks. Moving on to ABIA Angels, Oloko Fatima, who has been a very big revelation in the Super 6, is in between the six for ABIA Angels. We have Asani Miracle, Ihe Guaram Favor, Enuma Chinaza, the captain of the side, Obasi Precious, Ekezie Onyedikachi, Uberu Lucky, Abdurrashid Mariam, Chidera Okenwa, Yusuf Hana, and Wina David. And the center referee who would be in charge of this game today is Ajiro Tutu Esther from Ondo State. Assistant Ref 1, Sule Tosin. Assistant Ref 2, Stephanie. The reserve referee, Samiat Mustafa. And of course, the match commissioner, Kate Timi Obubo. Edo Queens are set to get us on the way here. We're just waiting for the center referee at 022 Esther to give that blast of the whistle to get us on the way. And there you have it. Kafaya Mafi would float the ball into the area. First touched by Moses Esther. It is back to ABIA Angels. Obasi Precious down to Enuma Chinaza, who is the captain of the side. Osani Miracle will take it forward, meeting up with Rina David, who couldn't be in complete control of that ball. Well, this looks quite early, but Obasi Precious is down on the top. And of course, the club medics will rush to her to give her the needed attention. It's match day 3, and as we have seen from day 1 and day 2, impressive, engaging, and entertaining games. Dorcas, would you say that today would even be more competitive? In match day 2, we had Queens facing Queens, Angels facing Angels, but today we have Queens facing Angels. Would you say that this would be much more even competitive than we've seen in match day 1 and 2?
Every match day comes with its own, each match day comes with its own surprises, each match day comes with its own packages, and I'm expecting match day 3 to even be more fascinating than what we saw in match day 1 and 2 as well. But we do know that the teams are going to be getting tighter now due to the results that have happened in the previous two match days. And so we know how difficult it is now. Edo knows what is at stake here. ABIA Angels are looking to do something special for their first time in the Super 6. So you know that they're going to give their entire best in this game. So, I mean, the battles against the Queens and Angels just tells us what to practically expect in this game.
Exactly. Obasi Precious is back up but has to go to the sidelines to be taken care of properly, while the center referee Esther 022 will continue the game. Merit of 4 would link that to Deborah Odiagbe, who floats it into the area, trying to find Mary Mahmoudou, but the defensive line for ABIA Angels would make a mistake there, and it's back to Edo Queens possessing the ball. Loco Fatima, and we have our first goal. We have our first goal for the game, none other. It's a very quick one. In the 3rd minute of this encounter between Edo Queens and ABIA Angels, Edo Queens have started early. Chioma Moses was able to get that goal. Look at the miscommunication in the defense line for ABIA Angels. That was what cost it. I mean, Chioma Moses was right there when Mary Mahmoudou gave it to Deborah. Deborah had to pass it to Chioma Moses. And Oloko Fatima wanted to grab that one, but not so fast, not so swift. And it definitely got Chioma Moses that opportunity to get the ball at the back of the net. As we have seen so far, Edo Queens are doing as expected of them after their last win. They're set to bring that the same energy into this game. They scored about 4 goals, Dorcas, in the very last win against FC Robo Queens, and they are set to do the same thing in this game, scoring early in the 3rd minute of this encounter. Dorcas, will come to you. That's a throw-in from Deborah Odiagbe, or for Merit, a back pass to Deborah Odiagbe, but they're duly intercepted there by Abdurrashid Miriam. Dorcas, an early goal. Chioma Moses has her 3rd goal in the Super 6 already.
Well, you have to feel so bad for Fatima Oloko. She has been the heroine. She has been the story so far this in the Super 6 for ABIA Angels.
Exactly.
And you could see how disappointed she was after, she fluffed off that ball and letting Chioma Moses get the ball and put it into the back of the net to give Edo their first goal of the game. So yeah, she will be disappointed, but a little bit shake it off. Shake it off.
She has to.
Yeah, she has to shake it off. We know that ABIA Angels can do a comeback. We've seen them do that against Bioso Queens as well, almost immediately. So, but this is a different kind of foe you're meeting against Edo Queens, who have come into this game with so much confidence after dismantling FC Robo Queens by 4-1 and all of that. So right now, it hasn't been exactly working for ABIA Rangers, maybe because of how Edo Queens are playing. But give it time, give it time. We get to see much from them. And so Fatima, shake it off. I know she's blaming herself for the goal. Obviously, it's her fault, but shake it off and take your team again to probably glory this time out.
Of course, there's a lot of time. But historically, when we look at these two sides play, ABIA Angels and Edo Queens have won 4 of the last 5 meetings with ABIA Angels. And I think Edo Queens are still towing in that line, having the upper hand against ABIA Angels with an early goal in this encounter. In the 3rd minute, Chioma Moses gets that one, rolling in for Edo Queens. Marilyn Essien will clear her lines quickly. Mary Mahmoud would jump alongside Kezia, Onyedikachi Kezia. ABIA Angels now have the ball. Miriam Abdurrashid will look to connect, but she has to get past Deborah Odiagbe first and foremost. She gets that down to Okenwa Chidera. Well, Chidera will misfire there, but let's see if Lucky Ugberu would be able to get it. She does. ABIA Angels still in possession. Okenwa Chidera there. She gets that almost to Winner David, but Ogbuchi would stand very strong in that defense. It's back in the middle of the pack. Saidat Adebiyi would hustle that one out, but ABIA Angels will keep it locked down. Precious Abasi launches it forward. Winner David right in the middle of the pack, trying to do her magic. She gets it to Osani Miracle. Miracle has been known to be a defender who comes forward. She floats it into the area. Winner David is there to receive it, but couldn't. And Uroko Valentina, also known as the Bull for Edo Queens, who cleared out quickly. Chioma Moses wanting to rush that one, but no, she couldn't get there. And this will be a quick throw in for ABIA Angels, courtesy of Osani Miracle.
For ABIA Angels, the passes are starting to connect.
Yeah.
They're starting to play more with the ball and amongst themselves. That's what they needed. They were a little bit unsettled when the game started because of how Edo Queens rushed into the game. But now they're starting to get control of the game. They're starting to get those passes, and that's exactly what they want. Keep calm, get the ball, control it as much as possible, and that's what they've done.
And Edo Queens here again. Mary Mahmoud making it into the area. She has to pause to see if she can connect, and she does that. Well, not good enough from Chioma Moses, who tried to head it and control it down. But no, ABIA Angels will clear that one quickly. Oh, that ball is out. Of course, Edo Queens rushed into this game, shot their attacking prowess. They got their early goal that destabilized ABIA Angels for some minutes. Well, like you said, Dorcas, ABIA Angels are beginning to get into this game. Look at that connecting pass. Winner David almost approaching there, but Uroko Valentina gets it past them in the middle. Chioma Moses, say that, or for Merit, who is a very pacey winger, will try to get past her marker there. Let's see if she can be able to do that. Of course, there's a lot of press from Favor Ihiagwaram, but Merit Offer would somehow find a way in. Moses, Uroko Valentina definitely had to come out to punch that one out. It wasn't properly cleared. The danger was still in the area, with Chioma Moses trying to control that ball down and set to fire before the referee's whistle went out on that one.
That was a good cross from Merito for trying to find her teammates in the box, and they were at the right place at the right time when the cross came in, when the cross was delivered. But then Fatima Oluku rushed out to punch the ball.
Exactly.
And almost flopped it again because she came in contact with a couple of her players as well.
Also came in contact with her.
So that's why the referee had to blow the whistle, because goalkeepers are really protected in their box. So that's why she had to blow the whistle. But Fatima did well by rushing out to connect with the ball to punch it out, at least from stopping that Edo Queens attack from getting their heads on it.
A bit tight in the defense, and of course in the middle of the pack, Edo Queens snatching the ball very quickly, thereby making ABIA Angels lose possession also quickly. Look at that cross from Kafayat. She finds Offor Merit. ABIA Angels defensive line needs to be really awake, their eyes wide open, because of course you want to look at the combination of Offor Merit, Mary Mahmoud, Chioma Moses. up front and in the wings, also Atume Dosu. That combination can be quite dangerous. That Adebi would rush in to get that one.
But maybe the intensity dropped a little. Maybe because of playing games the way that they have played in the Super Six. They
Talking
are
about
new
ABIA
to this.
Angels,
Yeah, they're new to this. So it might have taken a toll on them because they look somehow frail, unlike what we saw against Bielsa and what we saw against Rivers. But right now, we're not getting that intensity as much as we have seen for ABIA Rangers. Or maybe it's just early days into the game for us to exactly ascertain if that is the case or not. But they have, well over 80 minutes or so to give us even more to expect or anticipate in this game.
Yes, of course. Edo Queens are not letting them rest. They're trying to bust the midfield also. But this pass will go past Meridian Essie, and Oseni Miracle comes out, really puts a cross into the box. Winner David is there, but she decides to get it off. Oh my goodness! It's a goal! ABIA Angels have found the equalizer. They have found the equalizer. They have pushed for this so well. And the thing is that whenever they get a goal against these big sides, you can see everyone cheering them on. My God, look at that cross from Oseni Miracle. She put it into the box directly. Winner David was supposed to get it, but she sighted Abdurrashid Miriam also in the box, who was closer. And then she didn't make an effort there, but Miriam Abdurrashid decided to give it a try. And Doris Ohia conceded her third goal rather, in this tournament. Miriam Abdurrashid gets her second goal. Dorcas, we have started seeing.
We already said earlier that they know how to do comebacks, and they have just shown that against the Edo Queens. They did come back against the Bielsa in that 1-0 draw, and they did not let Rivers get back in that game when they won them by 1-0. And here they have done it again against the Edo Queens. So they know how to. They know they are giant killers.
Yes.
And we did ask the question to
Moses Aduku,
and he said they will do their best. Yes, they are giant killers.
Yeah.
But then that they would just get better strategies in this game. Well, it started now. The game is on.
Exactly, the game is on. Moses Aduku admitted the last time that ABIA Angels are giant killers. But he did also say, we go see you. We go see you.
That's what he said.
And we're seeing what is playing out here between both sides. Edo Queens, ABIA Angels. ABIA Angels equalized in the 11th minute, courtesy of Abdurrashid Miriam. The game is on. And recall that just 1 point separates these two. And with the race for the crown now gathering pace, neither of the team can afford to blink.
It's just early days, I'm sorry. It's just early days, and we've already seen two goals in the game. The first came in the 3rd minute, the second
in the
11th minute. And maybe we're anticipating much more goals. We don't know for sure, but this is how you start things off. This is how you show that you are actually in it to win it all.
Absolutely. Party spoilers, ABIA Angels, you can call them that. Look at the teams they have played, Dorcas.
Big teams.
Big teams. These are traditional names.
Yeah.
Exactly. From Bielsa Queens getting a draw, that was the start of something good for ABIA Angels. Then their victory, 1-0 victory against Rivers Angels, was something that have motivated them coming into this game against Edo Queens. Judith Benson, the assistant coach of ABIA Angels, would always say that whatever the girls are displaying on this pitch is courtesy, what they have learned from the regular season from their coach Mario Eshalomi, who was not here with them, but they're continuing in that stride. Well, Kafayat cannot afford to waste any of those shots right now because of the kind of side that ABIA Angels are.
Every chance needs to be taken at this point in time.
Taken seriously.
Yeah, because you're playing against a very difficult foe now. You're playing against a team that...
it's difficult to score.
Difficult, yeah. They're defensively astute. They're solid. They are also good on the attack. They are also twinkle toe kind of players. We've seen that already. We winner David Abdurrashid as well. So yeah, we're expecting even more to come in this game. So they have to create those chances, and while creating them, you take them. You take your opportunities when you get them, and that way it could help you win the game.
I think a local Fatima would gather back her confidence
Absolutely.
since her team has been able to equalize.
She needed that.
Exactly, she needed that because,
to
I mean, the
reboost
very
her.
first goal from the defense miscommunication down to her, of course, she was taking that blame on herself, but she needed this confidence back, and she has been able to get it back. Precious Obasi will get that to favor Ihegwaram, who gets it into the middle of the pack. Winner David tries to make sure she controls that, but it's back to Edo Queens. From Saidat to Mary Mahmoud Kafayat, who gives a little bit of a shot there. She catches Moses Esther. Kafayat will still be there. Not so good, but she gets it down. Moses couldn't catch up with that. It's back to ABIA Angels. Chinaza Enuma. And of course, Edo Queens would need to get that high line because they've seen that ABIA Angels would waste no time with chances there. Moses trying to fire a shot, but she missed a block in the middle of the pack from Lucky Ugberu. Kafayat needs to get across his right. She does this one correctly. Mary Mahmoud, she would need to come back, trying to float it into the box, but no.
A good block.
She meets a block there. Look at how all the players are almost defending right now for ABIA Angels.
That's
what they do. Exactly. That's what they
do.
do. That's what we've seen them do in their previous games. Once they get a goal, once they are, they've been able to get a goal, they do that a lot. Put in that defensive block.
They're a team that defends compactly.
Exactly.
Together.
Yeah.
Then when they are on the attack, you see them positioning, you see them opening up, and that seems to give them an edge over the other teams that they play against. And it's worked for them in their first 3 games. At least in this game, we've seen that already with how the transition from defense straight to attack, and which of course allowed Miriam Abdul Rashid to get the ball into the back of the net to get that equalizer. So I mean, they are a really structured team. You could see the idea. They have the idea, and it's showing whenever they have the ball. So I think kudos have to go to the coaching crew with what they have done, how well drilled they have put the girls ahead of the Super 6.
Absolutely. I mean, getting into the Super 6, I mean, it was not always a smooth ride for them during the regular season. Yeah. I know that they had a female coach.
Downs,
they had a female coach as at then, who transitioned to coaching Ahudi Yanem Queens.
Yeah, that is them, Adana
Waneri. Yeah, at some point they had to, send her away. Mario Eshalomi came into this particular one, and he was able to get them somehow into the Super 6.
And the funny thing was, with Adana Waneri, it wasn't exactly working at ABIA Angels, but immediately she left to Ahudi and everything was working. So, I mean,
and they were able to retain themselves in the Premiership.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Ahudi Yanem Queens. Well, despite some internal issues, which I thought that was going to affect ABIA Angels, which I thought was going to affect their game, well, the reverse is the case. They're doing absolutely well. And we also have to give it to Seni Miracle.
Absolutely.
Goal contributions in this Super 6.
It's a vision for me.
Yeah.
The strength also that she have to track when she's attacking, she tracks back as well.
Exactly.
So it's surprising to me the amount of energy she has to make all of those runs at the same time, attacking and also defending at the same time. I think that's experience that we're talking about.
Exactly, experience. Not forget that she's a WAFCON winning player, played in ABIA Angels, down to Edo Queens, now back to... Exactly, now back to ABIA Angels. Oh, yes, we don't need to do that.
Yeah.
We need to do that. She has been so wonderful in terms of goal contributions for ABIA Angels. Plays on. If you're just joining us, this is the NWFL Super 6 Match Day 3, and this is Edo Queens versus ABIA Angels. The first goal came in courtesy of Edo Queens, Chioma Moses, who scored a very early goal in the 3rd minute, and the second equalizer, for ABIA Angels was scored by Abdul Rashid Mariam in the 11th minute. It's 19 minutes gone in this encounter. You have a smooth one. Chinaza walks into the box. Meridin Essien would guide her there. She tries to double past her. Will she be able to do this? But she would have to send that back, because look at Miracle Liseni. She runs into the box, but no, that's not the choice that Chinaza would want to take now. She sends it to the middle of the pack. Edo Queens has it. will make a chase for it. Mary Mahmoud recovers it. Or for Merit, who has switched positions with Choma Moses. She is now on the left flank. Would get that to Kafayat Mafishere, who launches it forward. Esther Moses tries to make a run to catch it. It goes out. ABIA Angels are taking things slowly, most especially when they approach the box of Edo Queens, trying to make sure that whatever connection they make, it has to be near perfection to be able to find the back of the net.
And you have to give them kudos because they've almost been perfect up front. Their attack have an idea with Winner David, Abdul Rashid, who is also a winger. You
Exactly.
can see she drops deep as well to defend, and then she makes those runs to assist Winner David up front. And as you can see, they're sending bodies. Immediately they have the ball in their own half. They send bodies up front to try to attack, to get chances, to create, to give them, to make the game as open as possible. And they've done that so well. So I mean, Edo Queens will have to find a way to contain them as much as possible when they have the ball and try to mark each player to be able to give them a better chance of snatching the ball off them.
It's a free kick here for Kafayat. Will take a pass to Moses Esther. Atumedosu floats it back to her. Moses makes that chase. Favor is there to mark her. She gets the job done. Favor here, Guaram.
I love that name a lot. The pronunciation, it's just befits the lips, I guess. Hiagora.
Kafayat Mafishere will walk to take this corner kick for Edo Queens. There goes the blast of the whistle. Alpha Merit would usually take that, but this time around Kafayat will try her best. She delivers into the box. Atumedosu always very close to the keeper. So if the keeper is not careful enough, she would head that ball in. That's the idea we just saw right now between Atumedosu, but Oloko Fatima was fastest to get that ball.
They've seen that it's worked before.
Exactly.
So keep pressing, keep trying it. I think that was what, in what game we watched, I think it was Bielsa or something, one of the Rivers Angels game that they took advantage. ABIA Angels took advantage of the height of the goalkeeper and just kept sending those crosses in as well. So when you see that there's a weak point, you use it and to your advantage.
Exactly, exactly. Oloko Fatima would be on her toes all through this match. It's not going to come easy peasy to her. Deborah sent across in. Atumedosu heads that. Well, not strong enough, but Oloko Fatima, I don't know if it's her gloves, but she really has to be.
The ball did bounce.
Exactly.
The ball did bounce, so you can almost have mercy.
She needs a better grip.
But yeah, she needs a better grip. So the fact that the header came and then the ball bounced first, so that distracted her a little bit. So literally, not exactly her fault, but she needs to be more. Her reflex has to be more sharper than what we've seen in the first couple of minutes already in the game. Exactly. But that literally wasn't her fault because the ball bounced first. After the header from Atumedosu, the bounce did not help her positioning as well. So yeah, she just needs to get better reflexes. For Merit from the left, sent across in. Oloko would come out immediately. Talking about sharp reflexes. She punches that out, it bounces, and she has to make a quick run to gather it also. Well, Edo Queens are trying to do something in the box of ABIA Angels where they fill it up once a ball is being sent across also. ABIA Angels will need to take note of that. Fatima Oloko would need a better grip, sharper reflexes if she wants to succeed in this game today and in order not to concede more from Edo Queens. ABIA Angels, Sunny Miracle, trying to locate Chidera Okenwa, but Saidat will get it across to Moses. Moses makes a run, a straight, a sharp one there. A still opportunity there. Atumedosu should be able to make use of this. But the whistle goes already. A beautiful run, beautiful cross from Saidat Adebi to locate Moses Esther, who made that run from the right flank. Passes a bit, making sure that Mary Mahmoud is also on par with her. But Mary Mahmoud
slips there with that interception in the box, and she couldn't get things done.
But that was a good build-up.
That was a very good build-up.
Edo Queens, they really tore the defense apart. They tore them really open. They carved them really open. But then again, is the fact that Chema Moses was at pace was something else that the defenders couldn't keep up with. And then she sent the cross into the box to find Mary Mahmoudou, who, of course, was a timely interception by the defender from ABIA Angels. And Chema Moses sent the ball again to an open Atumedosu in the box. But she controlled the ball with her hand force, which, of course, the ball went into the back of the net. But the referee spotted that infringement as a foul, and obviously it was. And then play has to resume with ABIA Angels trying to see what they can do, trying to see who is going to get the next goal to increase their tally in this game. It's already just about 26 minutes, and it's disengaging already.
Winner David, Chester tries to control it, and she gets it to Chidera Okenwa. Chidera would get it to Abdul Rashid. They'll try to make a run. Abdul Rashid still gets it. ABIA Angels in possession currently. Say that blocks that, but still with ABIA Angels, not willing to let go of this possession. Winner David will make a run there. Well, Oroko Valentina would have to clear that quickly to the sides. Advantage to ABIA Angels, who would want to make use of this one as much as possible to be ahead. Favor a throw in there. Abdul Rashid Mariam. She gets past Deborah Odiagbe. Not too safe, but Deborah Odiagbe would double her way across, gets it to Rocco Valentina. Away, but it's still in the hands of ABIA Angels. A shot from Chidera Okenwa goes wayward, but she wanted to try something, at least make an effort, not let that ball just go, because the pass came straight on from the defensive line of Edo Queens. Rocco Valentina taking that pass straight to her.
I think that was poor decision making from her, because she spotted her teammate making runs on the right wing, and I thought that would have been the safest of options. Yeah, but she didn't toe that line. But yeah, keep trying anything that's possible, I guess.
Moses tries to get it safe. She gets out to say that Adebi Moses, Kafayat, Deborah, ABIA Angels takes that out. Look at the movement of ABIA Angels. When Edo Queens has the ball, they advance backwards. When they see that the ball is coming back across, Fatima Uloko gets in, punches it out quickly. Ofor Mary takes that, immediately trying to build up again. Deborah Odiagbe, the referee says play on. Say that Marilyn Essien, Ofor. Marilyn, Kafayat, across, but too far. Ofor Mary cannot be able to make that run to catch up. I think I enjoy the movement of ABIA Angels. Like you were, exactly, very smooth, and they're quick. When Edo Queens has the ball, they fall back.
Exactly.
When the ball is coming back into the middle of the pack, they just follow the ball. They follow it tightly. That's something they should keep up. Saidat on the run there, trying to see how she can connect. Ofor Merit. Ofor Merit sent across. It meets Mary Mahmoudou. Definitely, Yedikachi would clear that. No stories here. ABIA Angels will need to defend. Clearly. Quick throw in from Marilyn Essien. Kafayat sends that to Deborah Odiagbe, captain of the side. Chioma Moses quickly gets that, marked by two men, collected successfully from Abdul Rashid Mariam. Oh well, a mistake pass there, but it gets to Deborah Odiagbe. Kafayat. She wanted to make use of the right flank, but she would get it to Marilyn Essien from the left. Trying to connect to Mary Mahmoudou, but no. ABIA Angels will say we have to stop this. Abdul Rashid now on the run. A good pass. Trying to locate Yusuf Hannah Yusuf rather. Rocco Valentina would be there. It's the back and forth there. Look at what Hannah Yusuf was trying to do there. Connects
Yeah, that was an
also
idea.
exactly with David Winner, who has a goal for herself. Look at Mary Mahmoudou right now. A run. She would be brought down in the box. Exactly the same thing that happened, but Choma Moses is trying to handle that well. She's also duly intercepted there by Favor Ihiagwaram. Moses Esther is the kind of player that is not so easy to bring down. She would fight it off. But yes, she has won them an advantage here. With Kafayat Mafishere walking majestically to take this free kick in a very appetizing position. Choma Moses, look at their placement. Mary Mahmoudou very close to the net. Choma Moses also there. Atumed also of 4 merits. Any of these ones can find the back of the net. Would they be able to do that? Far along. Atumed also would leave that for Seidat Adebiyi to try a shot, but that goes inches wide away from the post, even if Oloko Fatima saw that coming and tried to make efforts to guide that part of the post.
Well, for Edo Queens, you're starting to build something, and it's becoming really, really easy with the way that they are making those runs. They are really carving them open. They are finding those spaces to exploit, and they have done that so well in the last couple of minutes. They've had chances as well. We talked earlier about taking those chances created. That will be the only difference in the game, where you take those chances.
That's cleared. And then you have Hannah Yusuf on the ball. Ogbuchi intercepts there immediately, knowing what threat they can pose. But center referee Esther Ajiro-Tutu would need to check on Hannah Yusuf to ensure she's okay. Moses Aduku.
But if it wasn't a foul, just let play continue.
Yeah.
And then check on her later. There was nothing serious about that. It wasn't a foul, obviously. It was a good interception, getting the dispossessing her off the ball.
True.
So you let play continue. If she's still on the top when the ball is dead, or if there is nothing, if they're not progressing towards goal, then you could, stop the game for a few minutes just to see if she is okay, if she's still on the ground. But at this point in time, referee blowing the whistle when Edo Queens were about
We're
to
trying
attack.
to build, exactly. Edo Queens were trying to build on something there. But Esther Ajiro-Tutu would want to check on Hannah Yusuf first, who is back up, by the way. Another player down for Abia Angels.
Ihiagwaram is going to be a major problem if she exits, because she has been very solid defensively
Exactly.
for Abia Angels, and I'm sure the coaches are monitoring the situation because they know how important she is to the team. So I'm sure that it's nothing serious. She could just continue. She just had a knock after that tackle, that coming together with Mary Moses earlier on, but I think she's okay.
Judith Benson will need to dish out instructions quickly to Abdurrashid Mariam and Okenwa Chidera Okenwa. Moses Esther locates that, still makes a run. Ball already out. Advantage to Edo Queens. Deborah Odiagbe wants to quickly take this throw in at Tumedosu. Deborah into the box. Mary Mahmoudou meets and head that. It's back in display. I'll say that Adebi possessing a lot of strength there. Enough to shade the Abia Angels player in order to maintain possession of the ball. Onyedikachi Ekezie sends it. Seidat heads it down. Moses Esther takes it, controls it, and gives it to Deborah Odiagbe. Odiagbe gets a pass. Moses Esther almost slipping. But the defense line, Marilyn Essen, was able to handle that quickly. Osane misses out on that. It gets back to Osane Miracle. Hannah Yusuf. Well, not so much to connect with Winner David. Ofor Merit makes it past Lucky Ugberu. Mary Mahmood now, the run into the box, sends across into the arms of Oloko Fatima, who was waiting for that, saw the direction. Abdul Rashid. Uroko Valentina has to be strong here, but no. Abia Angels winner David has it. She needs to become the air. Yusuf Hannah. Oh, but Marilyn Essien would intercept. Ofor Merit comes down back to the middle to strongly create a block there, win the possession. With that tackle there, the local Fatima would give the ball to Lucky Ugberu. Onyedikachi Ekezie is set to take this flight. Miriam Abdul-Rashid heads it. Winner David goes toe-to-toe with Ogbuchi. But the whistle already goes there. Almost colliding with her though.
Yeah, it was too much of feet being raised high from where it should be naturally.
Ogbuchi and the winner David.
Yeah, so the referee had to call that for a foul in favor of Edo Queens.
It is 36 minutes gone in this encounter between Abia Angels and Edo Queens, the battle of the Angels and Queens. And they are currently on par with each other, with Edo Queens 1 goal courtesy of Chema Moses in the very 3rd minute of the game. And Abia Angels finding the equalizer in the 11th minute, courtesy of Abdul Rashid Mariam. Usani Miracle right now on the run, coming forward. She does this a lot. And calmly would look for that connection there. Chinaza Enuma, captain of the side, will take it forward. David Winner. Oh, and look at that shot from Chinaza. The connection where she tried to pass it on to David Winner, who couldn't handle that, but, you know, instead found herself on the pitch. Then getting it back to Chinaza, who tries a shot from that particular position. But it goes well above the crossbar.
It was good communication.
Yes.
And that's what Abia Angels, they do have. They have that communication up front. Winner David, Miriam Abdul-Rashid, even the fact that defender Chinaza Enuma could come up and also interact with them.
Ball there, Moses would make a chase, passes a bit, doubles past some markers. Oh my goodness. Trying to connect, but I felt like she saw there was nobody there. Could have made that run by herself, but Ofor Merit has the ball once again. Slips, but still in possession. And there goes the whistle. Ofor Merit falling to the pitch. Had a hand on the ball for a bit. Trying to struggle to get up and still maintain position. Esther Ajiro-Tutu, center referee, spotted that quickly. Well, both sides have been trying as much as possible to see how they can get ahead. The both sides have been trying to lock things in. It looks like Coach Moses Aduku might be making an early substitution in this first half. Seeing that he's not too pleased with what is going on. He has been standing on the touchline for a very long time now, shouting out and dishing instructions. Ogbuchi gets that. Deborah Odiagbe, Marilyn Essien floats it. Atume Dosu gets it. Mary Mahmoud struggling to get that. She couldn't. It's back to Abia Angels, who will make a connecting pass. Precious Obasi sends it. Abdul Rashid Mariam chests it down. She tries to control, finds a better person to give it to, but she's shaded there by Deborah Odiagbe. Atume Dosu sends across. Chioma Moses would calmly get it right now. Operating from the right flank, sends it to Atume Dosu, whose run was not even correlating. I think she had too much force there, advancing forward, thinking that it would be a balanced pass. Well, we have this first substitution of the game. Edo Queens. Additional to Minino will be coming out for the captain of the side, Deborah Odiagbe. She hands the captain band to Kafaya Mafishere, who will take as the head of affairs for the team now. Additional Timininu. A hands also in the under-20, that's the Falconets, the under-20 national team of Nigeria, still headed by Coach Moses Aduku. A good defender. We saw her job during the regular season with the Edo Queens. Saidat, not easy to take down. She tries that, but Abdul Rashid, Miriam, still there, but the referee says infringement there, blasts her whistle. Advantage, Edo Queens.
I think the referee should let the game flow. There are times where she has blown the whistle and it wasn't really unnecessary.
Exactly.
So just let the game flow. We're already seeing a really good game between these two teams.
Well, I think ABIA Angels do know that Edo Queens have this pacey wingers and attack up front, so they try as much as possible to contain it. Because this has been the advantage from Edo Queens, even in the game against FC Robo Queens, where the defenders and also the wingers for FC Robo Queens couldn't contain the attack and the wingers for Edo Queens. But ABIA Angels are trying to contain them real good in this game. Killer team once again, ABIA Angels. Usani will get it, a quick one, trying to connect to the captain of the side, but Atume Dosu snatches it. Kafaya Mafishere, captain of the side now, will try to bring them out a bit. Uroko Valentina from the defense will take across there. Mary Mahmoudou to receive that. Saidat tries to build up again from the middle. Additional there. Across. Oloko punches it out on Mary Mahmoudou, who fell to the ground. "43 minutes gone in this encounter. It is still 1-1. With Edo Queens scoring the early goal, taking advantage early in the 3rd minute, courtesy of Chioma Moses, who now has scored a 3rd goal in this tournament, the Super 6. ABIA Angels wasted no time to equalize in the 11th minute, courtesy of Abdul Rashid Mariam. A long cross into the box. Moses Esther there, taps in. Atume Dosu couldn't get there at the exact timing of Chioma Moses. Uloko Fatima gathered it comfortably.
I think it was a short pass from Chioma Moses trying to find Atume Dosu. So you cannot expect her to make that runs quickly when the goalkeeper was going to be in the right place to get the ball, to connect with the ball first. So Chioma Moses always finds a way to be in the right position when those true passes comes to her, and she tears away from here Goram, the defender, who is always on her. And this time she does it again easily. Was trying to get the pass through to Atume Dosu, but then it was a short one, and it was Fatima Oluko, who has been the heroine of ABIA Rangers, once again came out and clotted the ball to safety.
A 4 merits. And of course, captain of the side, Chinaza Enuma. In the struggle there, a 4 merits overpowered her. She's down. But that won't be an issue. She'll be brought back up. ABIA Angels. Lucky Ugberi past that. Usani Miracle makes a run alongside the 4 merits. Cleared. Still in the middle of the park with ABIA Angels in possession. Abdul Rashid Mariam. A short pass connecting with Rena David, but Uroko Valentina Would give her the body there. It's back to the defensive line of, and there's a snatch. But then the referee's whistle goes. And you can see Moses Aduku approaching where the reserve referees are, trying to launch a complaint there. Well, it's not so good at the touchline for Edo Queens because they have an argument. Well, Dorcas,
Yeah.
a decision here that doesn't sit well with Edo Queens and their camp.
I mean, I can understand that, but watching the replay did show that she was also at the time where she was offside before the ball came to her, and so the referee, of course, spotted that
Quickly,
quickly,
yeah.
and also had to call that as offside. But then you know how it always is when you don't get to see where the player
Yeah.
is, you feel that that's the wrong cause. That's what the coaches and the bench of the team are talking about.
2 minutes of added time. Edo Queens, Chioma Moses bounces that. Would they get this one running? And it's a goal! Edo Queens have found the back of the net. Chioma Moses Dorcas is on fire in this tournament. This is her 4th goal. Chioma Moses has been phenomenal from the right flank. She's always right on position to get any ball that is floated towards her. And she made this run personally. And she was able to beat the defenders. And of course, the player who was marking her closely to get the ball into the net. Uloko Fatima is considered yet another goal in this encounter, while Chioma Moses does the sign of the cross and celebrates that one, her 4th goal.
I did tell you that she knows how to find those spaces.
Exactly.
She is always at the right place at the right time. She knows how to tear away from her marker, and she has done that repeatedly in games, not just this one. And it's been so easy for her to do so. Ihiagoram haven't exactly been able to contain her as much as she is expected to. But then again, you can't fault her for that because the pace that comes with Chioma Moses is just exceptional, and she does that so well.
Exactly. So smoothly. Another run from high again. Esther Moses, but they would hold that there. And you have Esther Ajiro Tutu, center referee.
First yellow of the game to Ihiagoram.
First yellow of the game, of course, to favor Ihiagoram, who, of course, held the shot of Moses Esther because she knew that she would not be able to keep up with the pace of Chioma Moses there.
And now Chioma has to do the work now. She has a yellow card.
Yeah.
Now, force her even more to get a red card, and then they're one player down, and that would just make the day a feast for you. But then again, I think Ihiagoram have been amazing.
She has been trying to contain Chioma Moses.
It's difficult to contain her. It's just difficult to contain her. She is such an amazing player.
No lies there. Advantage, a free kick, additional to Minino and Kafaya to be combining for this one. Let's see how it goes. A straight one. Goes whiskers wide away from the post. Well, Edo Queens, and there you have the blast of the whistle to signal the end of the first half. Dorcas, Edo Queens will get into the dugout, they will get into the tunnel, leading 2-1 in this encounter. The goals for Edo Queens were courtesy of Chioma Moses, both goals. Now she has scored 2 braces in this tournament.
The first player to do so.
Exactly. The first goal from Chioma Moses came in the 3rd minute, and the second goal, of course, came in the 45 plus 1st minute. That's the 46th minute of this encounter. Although ABIA Angels tried their hands so well, finding an equalizer early on in the 11th minute, but they have really struggled to contain the paciness of Edo Queens. It's first half here at the Adoki Amiesimaka Stadium in match day 3 between Edo Queens and ABIA Angels. And it ends Edo Queens 2, ABIA Angels 1. We'll be back again for the second 45 minutes of the game. and ABIA Angels. Edo Queens walked in during the first half with a 2-1 lead rather against ABIA Angels. And right now, 45 minutes separate these two sides from what could be a crucial result in their NWFL Super 6 journey. Well, ABIA Angels began the day in second place. Edo Queens just 1 point behind in third. And after an intriguing first half, there's still everything to play for here in PORT-HARCOURT at the Adokia Mercy Stadium. We're of course waiting for the center referee Esther Ajirotutu to blast her whistle. But before that, there would be a quick substitution from Edo Queens. Oscar Precious would come in for a full merit. The same change that was made against SC Robo Queens in the other game, and Precious Oscar was able to find the back of the net for Edo Queens. Precious Oscar, also very pacey, matches the pace of a full merit also on the flanks. And there you have it, Esther Ajirotutu rather blast the whistle, and we're on the way for the second 45 minutes of this encounter between Edo Queens rather and ABIA Angels. Well, if you're just joining us, it's match day 3 and you can head on to YouTube to watch the game live. You can watch this particular game and also previous games on the YouTube channel of the Nigerian Women Football League. Mary Mahmoudou, tap into Precious Oscar. Precious Oscar had to calm down there and control it. Oh, she was duly intercepted by Onyedikachi Ekezie.
Well, there's a lot to play for in the second 45 minutes, both for Edo and especially for ABIA Angels, who are looking to not lose their first game today.
Exactly so.
Against a very difficult foes like Edo. Edo came into this game blistering, and before went for that very first half, they did get their second goal through Chioma Moses. In fact, the first 2 goals are all from Chioma as well. So I think that for ABIA Angels, they need to find their calm. They need to be cool and just do what they've done. Obviously, send the crosses across, send the passes across, communicate amongst yourselves, and find those spaces to exploit. They've left winner David obviously alone up front. So whenever they can, they should get the buddies in to also assist her as well.
Exactly. Well, talking about ABIA Angels, the player is down, and while she's been attended to, they will make quick substitution for ABIA Angels. Ekese Chimeze would come in, and Fumilayo Adefuye would also make it into the team for ABIA Angels. Both sides have made 2 substitutions now. Kafayat passes that to Atumedosu, who fires it! A good idea there, but it just goes whiskers wide from the post, with Oloko Fatima stretching also to guard herself. Well, Edo Queens would be looking to add to their goal tally of 2 that they scored in the first half. Well, it is left for ABIA Angels to be able to contain them and stop them from doing that. Kafayat fires it and finds Chioma Moses. Chioma Moses would like to make a connection there, but ABIA Angels snatches that quickly. And the referee has to stop play here because she has to check on the player who is down on the turf for ABIA Angels. Uroko Valentina, she came in contact with Uroko Valentina while trying to rush in to snatch the ball. And that will be Chimeze Ekezie, who just got into the side. The second half for ABIA Angels. Lucky Uberu would get that running. Miracle Isani Precious Oscar is right there at the back. She gets possession of the ball, gets it to additional to Minino. So Minino will be dragged, but she refuses to let it go. Uroko Valentina fires it across, but it goes out. Osani Miracle will do a quick throw in here for ABIA Angels. Walokenwa Chidera is out. Kafayat leads that gently to Uroko Valentina, who punches it back. Precious Oscar, Saidat. Hannah Yusuf was ready to make a good use of that ball, but it goes out quickly. Finds Miriam, who slugs it out there with Marilyn Essen, as of course Saidat Adebiye. She would make way for herself, somehow get it to Edo Queens, who are dispossessed right now. Kafayat, winner David will need to stand beside her. A long one, trying to look at Precious Oscar, but not clearly taken well. Winner David. Ogbuchi blocks that, falls to the ground, gets back up. Usani Miracle. Those passes so far so good, has not connected well for Edo Queen. To Sani here. Uroko Valentina. Who tries to get her away, but Miracle Isani is insistent on getting this one. A very weak cross into the box, but at least she was able to do that. Doris Ohia would gather it, send it back. Additional to Minino's touch there. Marilyn Essen rushes, but no. Abdul Rashid Miriam gets it down to Chimeze Ekezie. Chimeze Ekezie. Usani Miracle. A cross trying to find winner. It is still back to Chimeze Ekezie. A shot into the hands of Doris Oya, who gathers that confidently. Chioma Moses once again on the run there. And look at that, Precious Oscar gets it easily. And Edo Queens has scored the #3 goal in this game against ABIA Angels. Once again, ABIA Angels not been able to contain Chioma Moses. They're not been able to contain her pace. Lucky Ugberu tried as much as possible to be able to do that, but Chioma Moses outpaced her, gets the assist for this goal. Precious Oscar now has 2 goals in the NWFL Super 6 for Edo Queens. She scored that goal in the 52nd minute of this encounter. A good substitution from Moses Aduku. The same thing we saw him do against FC Robo Queens, where he substituted Merit of 4 for Precious Oscar, and Precious Oscar came in and made a mark, got a goal in that encounter, and today she has also made a mark. Edo Queens 3, ABIA Angels 1.
Well, it was a really good combination. And it was the fact that, yes, Favor Ihiagoram was taken off, and replacement of Ade Fui haven't been able to contain Moses as
Another run here. Mary Mahmoudou makes it past Uloko Valentina, but she's been clipped down there. The referee says play on. Mary Mahmoudou is still down, but game is on. Additional to Minino with the ball now. Right now, Esther Jiro-Tutu would come back to check on Mary Mahmoudou if everything is all right with her. She sits up quickly, well, indicating that she's quite all right. We're trying to have a little discussion there with the referee.
Should have been a free kick in favor of Edo Queens, because I thought that goalkeeper Fatima Oloko did bring her down.
Exactly.
Yes, and she already got past her, and then she didn't fall immediately.
Yes,
she didn't fall immediately, but then she fell much later. So I thought the referee should have given Edo Queens a free kick, but I mean, she saw what she saw, and that was why she didn't give a free kick. She let play continue, and the fans were screaming. Also, just to add to, is to tell you that Flamingo's head coach Akim Bosari is here today to watch the girls do their thing as well. So, camp resumes on the 14th again.
That's on Sunday.
Yeah, on Sunday for, the third and final phase of the World Cup qualifier. So he's looking to scout 1 or 2 players in here to be able to add to the team.
Atume Dosu on the run here. She beats them. Will this be the goal? And it's a goal for Atume Dosu. Atume Dosu has finally found the back of the net for Edo Queens. She is now on 13 goals. She's got this goal in the 55th minute. Atume Dosu looks very excited. It was almost looking like a goal drought for Atume Dosu coming into the NWFL Super 6, but she has finally broken that. Once again, ABIA Angels outpaced in their own box, in their own defense. Dockers, Moses Aduku must have said so much to the girls, saying that we cannot go below par. I mean, we performed so well against FC Robo Queens, scoring 4 goals.
Absolutely.
We cannot bow to ABIA Angels.
The goals are starting to come in, especially for Edo Queens, and they are tearing ABIA Angels up. I didn't see this coming. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
How ABIA Angels have actually played in the Super 6. I wasn't expecting the scoreline. 4 goals to 1, exactly how it did end against FC Robo Queens. I mean, Edo Queens are running riot out here in PORT-HARCOURT. They didn't start really well, but they didn't start particularly well. But in the second and third game, they've gotten back into the groove, and that's what seems to matter right now for Moses Aduku and his team.
Exactly, that's what seems to matter right now. Precious Oscar here again, making it past 3 of her markers. Well, not completely doing so. ABIA Angels will try to maintain possession, but here you go, Precious Oscar and Mary Mahmoudou in the mix. She will get that to Mary Mahmoudou. Mary Mahmoudou makes her way into the box, finds Chama Moses.
Who sleeps?
The ball bounces, yeah, she sleeps. The ball bounces, but she is still there. Things are not yet cleared off, but you have Chibezie here clearing things off for ABIA Angels. Winner David gets across the additional to Menino, will make a chase trying to guide her way. Abdurrashid Miriam could be quite dangerous. She knows that. And there is a snatch from additional to Menino. Kafayat Mafishere gives a subtle pass to additional. Additional with Wugila way in. And you see Mary Mahmoudou making a chase, but the referee's whistle goes. Caught in an offside position.
Well, not 2 games are the same. I'm sure Rivers will be looking at this ABIA Angels and say, well, what is going on? Yeah, what happened? You did so well against us, and why are you being torn apart by Edo Queens right now? Like I said, no 2 games are the same. You didn't execute yours properly, and ABIA Angels did on a very good day. And here, Edo Queens are executing theirs to perfection, especially in the second half. And the changes made by Moses Aduku are making the changes, are just taking this game to wherever it's being taken to. So kudos to Moses Aduku for bringing brilliant changes into the game.
Absolutely, the execution is the difference. Usani Miracle will have to rush on with Mary Mahmoudou. Mary Mahmoudou still in possession of the ball. Atume Dosu gets that pass. Oh, she was trying to connect there, but that didn't pull through well. Usani Miracle down to Chinaza Enuma. Yusuf Hana would try to make it past Saidat Adebiyi. She does that, but that ball looks out of play already. Advantage would be to ABIA Angels with Usano Miracle standing behind the ball. Winner David, Uroko Valentina would battle it out with her.
Yeah, no job.
Well, this will go in favor of ABIA Angels. Fumilayo Adefuye, who came in as a substitute in the second half, will take the throw in. A long one, headed out by additional Timinino. It finds Winner David, who was not steady enough to get it rolling. Chama Moses sends it to Mary Mahmoudou. Mary Mahmoudou would head it outrightly, but not being able to chase it also. But Lucky Ugberu would need to do something there. Edo Queens back in possession, say that Adebiyi. She'll take it back to Kafayat Mafishere. Say that. Precious Oscar wasn't exactly there on time. Usani Miracle took charge of that. Whistle goes. Well, ABIA Angels have already outperformed most debutants in the post-COVID era, winning 4 points in their opening 2 games. Well, with the fact that they are 3 goals behind right now as we speak, well, will they still be in contention for the title again?
Well, that's a different question entirely. Well, they still have 4 points. They still have 4 points, even if they lose this one. But then again, last year, Super 6, there was Nigeria Raptors who did not get any points at all. So, I mean, they are bettering every other debutant so far in the Super 6, since at least post the COVID era.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, they have done so well for themselves. But the Edo Queens are hunting back-to-back wins in the playoffs for the first time since beating Nigeria Tels and Bayelsa Queens last season. And could this be it for them? Getting back-to-back wins in the playoffs for the first time? Well, there is still enough time to play for. That's if they decide to keep it this way. Chioma Moses. Kafayat Mafishere. Launches it to the area. It finds Precious Oscar hitting her on the back, but Usani Miracle turns back quickly, gets it to Hannah Yusuf. Hannah Yusuf, look at that space there. She makes a run in. Winner David. And Marilyn Essien would need to clash there. But Marilyn Essien getting it back, but the middle of the pack couldn't do anything there. ABIA Angel still in possession. A long shot into the hands of Doris. Oh, yeah.
Doris have been pretty relaxed the second half. She hasn't, they haven't troubled her at all.
Yes, not much of a threat.
Yeah.
Mary Mahmoudou on the run again, gets it down to Chioma Moses. A cross into the box, waiting for Tumedosi and Precious Oscar to answer. Precious, Kafayat. Adeshina Tuminino. Precious Oscar. Precious Oscar wants to make it past Usani Miracle. Will she do that successfully? Oh, she does, try to double pass the markers. She would bring it back, slow down the pace. Adeshina Tuminino sends across there to locate Tumedosi with a header. And he goes above the crossbar. Nice walk from Adeshina Tuminino, who saw that there was a bit of crowd where Precious Oscar was and decided to take it down to Tumedosi. It is 62 minutes gone in this encounter between ABIA Angels and Edo Queens. It is Edo Queens leading 4-1 as we speak. First goal came in the 3rd minute for Edo Queens, courtesy of Chioma Moses. ABIA Angels managed to equalize in the 11th minute, courtesy of Abdurrashid Mariam. And then another goal came in through Chioma Moses in the 45th plus 1st minute in the game. And the first half ended. Coming into the second half, we have seen goals from Precious Oscar. Say that Adebi is showing her skill there in the middle of the park. Dribbling the markers. Precious Oscar gets it down to Kafayat Mafishere. Precious Oscar on the ball. Kafayat. She holds it down there. Sends it to the far right. Atumedosu bounces on it. It gets to Esther Moses. Trying a back pass, thinking that Atumedosu was there to connect with it. That wasn't the case. Hannah Yusuf. Chinaza Enuma. Hannah Yusuf was trying to make a run there, but Oroko Valentina clearly does her work. Say that to Marilyn Essien. She finds Chioma Moses, and that goes out.
Well, it is starting to really click for Edo Queens. The way that they are making those marauding runs into the penalty area of ABIA Angels tells a whole lot of story and how they have taken this game really away from ABIA Angels, who are not trying to play catch up, because I mean their own crosses, their own passes aren't connecting, and Edo are putting all of the bodies in there to stop them from stopping their attack, those threats that they usually would have, and it has worked so well for the Edo side.
Exactly.
Of course, the fans are screaming their hearts out because what they are seeing here is really promise.
Absolutely. Oloko Valentina, the revelation in the NWFL Super 6 this season, also during the regular season, but she has shown herself and the stuff that she's made of in the Super 6. According to the words of Dorcas, the heroine for ABIA Angels, but that heroine has conceded 4 goals.
Well, you can't fault her
in
entirely.
just this match, yes.
You can't fault her entirely. Her defense also have quite a lot of work to have done to help her. And today, it's not been their day. It's not been their day.
It just has not been it.
Yeah, so it's just that kind of day at the office for ABIA Rangers and for Fatima Oloko. But then they should be proud of what they've done. Like we talked about, debutants and since after COVID haven't exactly done what they have done in the Super 6. So they should hold their heads so high. They came here to make a change, and that change they have made. They already have accrued 4 points in the Super 6. Unfortunately, this game is already away from them. But then, come on, they should be proud of what they've achieved so far.
Exactly. Well, Moses Haduku's side, that's Edo Queens, have now recorded 2 wins, 2 draws, 1 defeat in their last 5 league outings. And when you talk about ABIA Angels also, their recent form mirrors that of Edo Queens with 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 defeat from the last 5 games. Precious Obasi was previously down, is now up for ABIA Angels. Coach Benson, assistant coach for Edo Queens, would switch places now with Moses Haduku, who has to take a rest. He would be there on the touchline giving instructions. And there might be more substitution for ABIA Angels. Would keep tabs on that. Well, we've of course talked about how Edo Queens have won 4 of the last 5 meetings with ABIA Angels. And we can see that on display now. Look at that pass from the middle of the park, locating Choma Moses, who would double away into the box across. Gone wayward there. Lucky Uberu will step in to take this goal kick. Locates Abdurrashid Mariam from the bounce there. Abdurrashid would like to make it past Saidat and the Marilyn Essen. She does that successfully. Abdurrashid on the run now. Oroko Valentina clears the line. Abdurrashid and winner David was going to combine really well to get themselves back off. ABIA Angels will be making 3 substitutions at a point. Winner David will be out, replaced by Saleh Blessing. Yusuf Hana would be replaced by Gift Chuku. Precious Obasi will be replaced by Regina Okube, all for ABIA Angels. Will these changes be the difference for ABIA Angels in this game? Oh, well, scrambled there. Itoguchi trying to defend the line. And of course, Blessing Saleh in the mix. Additional wobbles, but they snatch it away from her. Ogbuchi would clear it, doing the job. Miracle Isani. She'll get it to Gift Chuku. Chimezie. Chinaza. Block there, Marilyn Essien. Sent across low, and Iroko Valentina finds that. Oyedikachi. Miriam sends one in. And additional to Minino, and Ogbuchi would guide that one to Doris Oya. Ball back in play, Precious Oscar sends it to locate Chioma Moses. And there is a run there, Atumedosu. Can she make use of this? Oh my goodness! Oloko Fatima doesn't get a good grip of it. It gets out of her hands, but before Atumedosu could approach the ball once again, Useni Miracle did the job of clearing it out real quick. But otherwise, the ball would have just rolled into the back of the net, of course, passing the line.
Well, that was a good chance from my Atume Dosu.
Yes.
But then again, it was Fatima Oloko whose, punch sent it out. At least slowed down the pace of the ball. But then there were no yellow shirts in there to rebound it into the back of the net. And that was why ABIA just quickly had to react to that, clearing it out quickly for a corner kick in favor of Edo Queens.
Edo Queens, exactly. But the club's medic for Edo Queens will need to take care of Doris Oya. Moses Aduku would dish out instruction to Marilyn Essien. Well, of course, she would have to take those instructions back to the defense line. It is 72 minutes gone in this encounter.
Are we expecting much goal, more goals though?
With the way it is right now, and with the chances that Edo Queens have been able to pull out in the last few minutes, I think that they should be able to make use of this opportunity to get in more goals. I mean, it would be a very satisfactory watch for Moses Aduku to see more goals come in. Gonna take it. Oh my goodness! Chioma Moses!
That's the hat-trick!
Chioma Moses! The first hat-trick in the NWFL Super 6! And it is courtesy of Chioma Moses! She is known as the senior man! She is the senior man for a reason! And she has proven so for Edo Queens! Chioma Moses right there at the position that she's supposed to be in. Fatima rather, getting a grip of the ball once again, but letting go again. And Chioma Moses saw that as an opportunity, a good advantage. Dorcas, as we speak right now, it is 5-1.
We did ask if we're going to see more goals in this encounter, and almost immediately with the corner kick that was earlier given to Edo Queens, it was Chioma Moses who would convert that in a very tight corner.
Exactly.
It was pretty tight between Fatima Oloko and the ABIA Angels defender, and it was Chioma Moses who had to sneak in and around to get a header to it and send it into the back of the net to give Edo Queens their 5th goal of the encounter, and of course her 3rd goal, a hat-trick. She eventually gets it. In the previous game against Robo, we thought she actually got a hat-trick. For me, I thought she got a hat-trick, but it wasn't. But she did with a brace and an assist, and so all of that has been so good for Chioma Moses.
Atume Dosu fires this one, and Precious Oscar gets to it. She would try to make it past the Sunny Miracle. She gets it back to additional to Menino. To Menino would give a cross into the box. ABIA Angels right now on the ball. Chinaza, Miriam Abdurrashid, Blessing Saleh, Abdurrashid, Miracle Sani, Chinaza, Lucky Ugberu sends it trying to find Blessing Saleh, but additional to Menino would need to do the job perfectly to get it back to Kafayat. Kafayat, Precious Oscar now. Precious Oscar makes it past Osani Miracle. But Osani Miracle would run back into her front and gets it out. What an entertaining clash that we've just witnessed. This clash has come with a lot of goals. 6 goals as we speak, 5 to EDO Queens and 1 to ABIA Angels.
The funny thing is, it's not just about the goals, it's how they have played. They've been so confident, they've been so dominant at EDO Queens.
They've controlled the game.
Yeah, they've controlled the game. In the first half, it was pretty both ends, both teams playing, and in the second half, EDO Queens came out blistering. They came out and started and took the game away from ABIA Angels, and that's how they have scored 4 goals in the second half. That's massive.
Really massive. Well, permit me to say that's massive, baby. Kafaya takes the corner. Seda trying to head it there. Still the same with Atume Dosu who tried to header. Well, there is a player for ABIA Rangers down in the box. Chinaza, captain of the side. She's back up.
This is the ABIA Angels that both Rivers and defending champions Bayosa couldn't beat.
Woo!
And they were showing them a masterclass.
Exactly. I think the masterclass there is the word. With so much structure, ABIA Angels have not been able to keep up with the attacking prowess that EDO Queens possess. Saidat Adebi, I must say, has also been outstanding. In the middle, we've seen some of her ability, some of her display, and we've seen those connecting passes from her also. Well, ABIA Angels' last win over the former champions, last win rather over EDO Queens, the former champions.
Yeah, they are former champions.
Exactly. It is a 1-0 victory in Benin, and that was during the 2022 and 2023 campaign. And look at what EDO Queens is doing to them. Scoring 5 goals.
It is very obvious that EDO have the upper hand in this very fixture.
Historically also, yeah.
Over ABIA Angels.
Moses Esther. I like the fact that Moses Esther, whenever she gets the ball, it doesn't matter. Like we were saying about a particular game for Rivers Angels where they were constantly caught offside. No, it was about Atumed also in the last game where they were consistently caught offside and it was affecting her and her ability to be able to go further a bit. But for Chama Moses, it's a different case. She goes further anytime. And Chama Moses is on it again, successfully crossing it in with none of her teammates able to get that.
I think ever since they took out Hiagoram, nobody had been able to contain her as much. So it wasn't like Hiagoram really did contain her, but she also forced her to.
Yes.
Yeah, she also did try a couple of times. So maybe the shake that she had or the knock that she had just couldn't allow her to continue. Plus, she had a yellow card as well. So the coach, they thought that it was wise enough to take her off.
Lucky Ugberu has not been able to contain Chama Moses at all.
Yeah, lucky as well. Lucky as well as what's her name now coming in to replace Hiagoram, it was, of course, Chimezie, rather.
Oyedikachi Ekezie also.
It was Fumilayo.
Yeah,
Adefuye, who came in to replace her. And she hasn't exactly been able to do as much as she's expected to do. But then again, like I said, it's difficult to contain a player like that who is so fast with what she does, who is also quite intelligent. She has a high rate of intelligence whenever she's with the ball. So yeah, it's quite difficult to contain her. So I can understand why they are struggling today. And I did talk about maybe, you know, they have already outdone themselves in the first 2 games and just couldn't keep up with the pace of Edo Queens today.
Well, ABIA Angels, welcome to the Super 6. They have done so well, but today is not just a day in office. Well, they're looking for a way to reduce the deficit, but it's not coming forth. It is 80 minutes gone in the encounter already. 10 minutes more before we hear the blast of the whistle from Esther at 0-2, barring any additional time. Osani Miracle would guide that to Loco Fatima, who would immediately get it back to the middle of the pack. Chinaza tries to get that, but no. Kafayat Mafishere handles that. Saidat Adebigi would handle her markers. She gets it to Adeshna Tumininu safely. Kafayat, captain of the side. Doesn't want to be dispossessed there. It out. Chimeze Kezie guiding her there. Blessing Saleh. Advantage to ABIA Angels. Osani Miracle will step behind the ball. And she will take this kick. And look at them up front. Marilyn Essen tries to clear that. As well as ABIA Angels. Gift Chuku will try to give a touch there, but that goes out wide.
ABIA, rather, Edo Queens have been involved in some of the high-scoring games, in 2 of the high-scoring games in this competition, or 2 of the you know, high-scoring games. It was a high-scoring game.
Chioma Moses again, once again on the run. Will she be able to beat all the markers? And it's a goal!
Oh my days!
I am lost for words. Chioma Moses. Her 4th goal in this game after scoring a hat-trick. She had to put in another figure. It is goal number 4, and the Edo Queens are leading this game against ABIA Angels with 6 goals, Talkers. 6, the highest we have seen so far in the Super 6 this season.
81 minutes in, and she gets that goal as she would. What a way. We need to talk about how difficult it is to contain this lady.
Oh.
And she is making a meal out of that defense today. Getting 4 goals against a very difficult foe like ABIA Angels, and what they have done so far in this competition against some very difficult oppositions,
exactly.
like Bayelsa and Rivers. Wow, it is just pure class coming from Edo Queens. And what a way to show yourself today in a difficult game where lots of person didn't give you a chance to come in and winning this one the way that you have done. Chioma Moses is just fantastic for getting 4 goals in this game. That is just pure class.
Entertaining encounter we've seen so far, Dorcas. Edo Queens are on their way to spell ABIA Angels.
They have already spelled ABIA.
They spelled ABIA already. And they have spelled the 2 letters in Angels, A and N. Will we be seeing more goals to complete the gels? Interesting display so far from Chioma Moses, who has done a job absolutely well and smooth. You can call her the smooth criminal if you like to, because that's what she has done. Stolen the ball, giving it a touch, finding the back of the net. That's her job in this game. Getting a hat-trick, the first in the Nigerian Women Football League Super 6 of this season. And here you have another chance. Osani Miracle guides that smoothly to Oloko Fatima. Well, Atsume Dosu looked like she wasn't even willing to make that run. Of course, she has already registered her name in the scorer sheet, scoring 1 goal. 13 goals so far for her this season. Still on the top of the goal scorers chart. Still the highest goal scorer currently as we speak. Chinaza, Abdurrashid Mariam. She's thinking about sending across block there. by Marilyn Essien. Chinaza. Straight into the hands of Doris Oya, who has not been so threatened ever since the start of the second half, because we have seen the business being done by the attack of Edo Queens and also the defense for Edo Queens. Substitution for Edo Queens. Kafaya Mafishere will be coming out for Rebecca Adegbemile. Adegbemile is also featured for the under-20 side, coached by Moses Aduku. That's a national women's team. The Falconets, Mafishere will majestically walk out. Rebecca Adegbemile. She has had 2 goals for Edo Queens in the regular season. And comes in for the first time this Super 6 for her side, Edo Queens. Choma Moses will send across. Tries to look at Mary Mahmoudou. Adegbemile makes her first touch, which is a header in the game. Mary Mahmoudou tries to make a chase, but that ball goes out.
I mean, the girls from ABIA will be really deflated with how today have turned out. I'm sure they were not expecting this route from Edo Queens, but I mean, this is what you get.
Obviously, they were not affected. They were not, you know, they were not thinking that they would go down through this route.
Absolutely.
It's because they have faced the biggest of the biggest, the traditionals, Bayelsa Queens, Rivers, and they did so well. Would you say that maybe they sort of underrated Edo Queens coming in?
How would they underrate? They cannot do that. They know who Edo Queens are. So I don't think underrating is the word. Edo Queens are just a better team today. We already watched the first half where they did play 1-1 heading into a break.
It was exactly
2-1 in favor of Edo Queens, but then you could see how close it was for ABIA Rangers to have also gotten a goal in that encounter as well. But the second half, it was the quality, the golf in class that showed for Edo Queens, and they just outclassed them. They outclassed them. So I don't think ABIA should or would think that they would underrate Edo Queens. They're former champions, and you haven't won anything. It's your first time appearing in the Super 6. So I mean, I don't think that's the word.
ABIA Rangers trying to make efforts here, and they have been able to get a goal for themselves. Goal number 2. Saleh Blessing Saleh has gotten goal number 2 for ABIA Angels, reducing the deficit a bit. And she got that goal in the 87th minute.
I mean, that is the way you actually pick yourself up. It's not like there is going to be a remontada, right? But then again, just score as much as you can. It's just 6 goals to 2 now. The deficit is still far away. You have 4 more goals to score if you wanted to make it 6-6. But then again, just keep trying your best. You've already pulled 2 back. So, I mean, it's not entirely that bad, is it?
ABIA Angels not relenting. Yeah. I mean, even if they are 4 goals down, well, they said we'll keep fighting. I mean, it's a game of football. Precious Oscar gets past Hamaka. Miriam Abdurrashid gets to Choma Moses, who lets that slip away, but Suminino takes that. And it is advantage to ABIA Rangers. Chinaza, Abdurrashid, additional to Minino will walk to take that away from her. Choma Moses sent it forward. Well, there goes the referee.
The spirits haven't exactly died down from ABIA Rangers.
Yes.
I like the fights that they're bringing in, even if they are down by 4 goals here. Literally, they put 2 back, so you can understand when I say 4 goals, they're still behind by 4 goals. So the fighting spirit is still there, but you don't have the time to jump. There's still plenty of time if you say it's currently 89 minutes, and then depending on the minutes that the referee would add, add to the game. But I don't think they would add much. We haven't. I mean, they're leading 6-2 already. 6-2 already, so please cut them some slack, I guess.
Exactly. The very first high-scoring game we saw was a 5-goal thriller between Rivers Angels and FC Robo Queens.
Yeah.
Followed by the 4-1 win
Edo.
for Edo Queens against Robo. And we are currently witnessing another game that has a lot of goals with Edo Queens
Involved.
up 6-2 against ABIA Angels. An 8-goal thriller we have witnessed here. Will more be coming around, or will ABIA Angels be trying to reduce the deficit drastically?
This is when you bring together all good 6 teams, all the 6 teams, top 6 teams from the groups, right? Because during the league phase, we didn't get to see high-scoring games as much as this. Yeah, there were some. Yeah,
from FC Robo Queens, exactly,
in those kind of games. But here, they haven't shown that, and the teams that are doing it were teams that did not even score as much as they should have in the regular season. So I mean, it's a good thing that we're getting to see this high-scoring games in the Super 6. But then we were not expecting a score line like this where you're leading 6 goals to 2. That is just too much. But this is why we love the game of football, don't we?
Absolutely. Oscar Precious down to Rebecca Adegbemile. She sends across Mary Mahmoudou, but Esther Oloko Fatima rather would come out to kick it out. Still in possession, Edo Queens Atumedosu down to Saidat Adebi. Subtle cross down to Mary Mahmoudou. Across into the box. With Atumedosu trying to rush in, but he gets into the waiting arms of Fatima Oloko. Such an ambitious side in ABIA Angels, making their debut in this season's Super 6. They have been able to equalize at the instances of the first half. They have done that in every of their game. Mary Mahmoudou, successful cross into the box. Fatima Oloko grabs it, it bounces, she grabs it again. It is 90 minutes on the clock right here at the Adokia Mesimaka Stadium. The ball is still in play. Edo Queens versus ABIA Angels, with Edo Queens leading 6 goals. ABIA Angels have pulled back 2. Marilyn Essien, Mary Mahmoudou, say that was supposed to get that, but Marilyn Essien, of course, jumped in the front. Atumedosu now has it. Oh, cut offside. Well, since the play is still on, we're waiting for the signal of the added minutes.
Well, it's either the fourth official have added a couple of minutes, or we didn't see that, or she hasn't, because it's already past the 90 and we're waiting for that decision to be made. But so far, Edo will be thoroughly impressed with how their display today against ABIA Angels. It was dominant, it was coherent, it was exactly what Moses Aduko would have told his girls to execute today.
Absolutely.
Because when he was asked that question about the team playing against a very difficult foe like ABIA Angels, he said,
Mary Mahmoudou into the box right now. Tries to connect, but it's not clear yet. Chioma Moses tries to get a hold of that, but she's clipped down. Well, Moses Aduku did say, we go see you. We go see.
And we have seen
6 goals. We have seen 6 goals from Edo Queens in this encounter. Atumedosu would cross that to Saidat Adebi. Adegbemile Rebecca runs to the right. Mary Mahmoudou would get it and continue from there across, but this goes far wide. They have performed to the best of their ability. Talking about Edo Queens, It is 94 minutes already in this encounter. Edo Queens still lead with 6 goals. And there goes the full-time whistle right here at the Adokia Masimaka Stadium for match day 3 between Edo Queens and the ABIA Angels. Edo Queens 6, ABIA Angels 2. Goals coming in for Edo Queens were courtesy of Chioma Moses, who scored a hat-trick, the first we've witnessed in the Super 6 this season. Adding another one, she has 4 goals in this game. Precious Oscar also added to the tally, and of course Atume Dosu also added to the tally. ABIA Angels pulled in an equalizer in the 11th minute in the first half. Coming into the second half, they did find another goal, making it 2 for themselves in the 80th minute. But right now, it is full time. Of course, Edo Queens came into this contest knowing a victory will strengthen their position among the front runners. And the former champions have delivered once again after an opening setback. They have now put together consecutive wins, and I tell you for sure that they are gathering momentum at exactly the right time. ABIA Angels once again showed their ability. They showed that they can rise to the occasion whenever it comes to big teams in the Super 6. But then again, they failed to defeat today, 6-2. Dorcas, your final words before we'll definitely get to prepare for the next big game.
An emphatic display from Edo Queens that they should be proud of. ABIA Angels came into this game looking to slay another giant, but that wasn't the case here, as Edo Queens took the initiative and studied the team after they did play after 1-0 draw against Bayelsa and defeated Rivers Angels by 1-0. But their story is not over yet. They still have Edo Queens to play and Nasarawa Amazon, so we get to look at that, and hopefully they have something good to go back home with. But I think for Edo Queens and Moise Aduku, this is a tournament or a performance to be proud of.
Coming up next is interview with the board coaches Moses Aduku and assistant coach Judith Benson. A valuable 3 points for Edo Queens, and the title race remains as competitive as ever. Edo Queens 6, ABIA Angels 2. The next game will be between Bayelsa Queens and Rivers Angels, a South-South derby in the South in the NWFL match day 3.
All right, it is the end of the first match between Edo Queens and ABIA Angels. I tell you, it's been a jamboree of goals out here. 6-2. We got a total number of 8 goals just in the very first match of match day 3 at the ongoing NWFL Super 6 Championship. Yes, Edo Queens making sure they got the job done. ABIA Angels are getting their first defeat here. They've won 1 match, drew 1, and now they lost their 3rd match. I will get a reaction from the coach, Judy Benson. Hello, coach. Good to have you once again, coach. I mean, your first game, it was the defending champions, and you defeated the host Angels. And what will you say about the game? What happened today? I mean, 6-2. That's quite a lot of goal margin, I must say.
Okay, thank you very much. Well, you know that in football, you play, you win some, you lose some, and you draw some. So we'll just say that's just what happened today. That's the game for you. Some days are like this.
Well, you've done so well, I would say. I've heard from the results of today, by the way. 3 matches played so far. You have 2 more to go. What would you say? I mean, how should the fans, expect those 2 matches going forward?
Okay, in the game, we thank God that we still have 2 more games to go. So as we progress, we know how we'll go back to the drawing board now, and then we'll know how we can see how to patch up our lapses. Where our players are lacking, we'll know how we can talk to them, and then we'll fix those lapses and we'll come out strong again.
Coach, I know for those that were supporting, ABIA Angels today, they will be heartbroken. What's your message for the ABIA Angels fans? I said for those that were supporting ABIA Angels, the Super 6, after this goal margin, I know they'll be probably heartbroken. What's your message to the fans?
Okay, my message to the fans is I want them to still keep that faith in us. If we defeated and we won, and then today we lose, we are still coming back strong again. We are going to make them happy again. They should just keep the faith with us.
All right. Thank you very much, Coach. All right, so you've heard it from Coach Judith Benson of ABIA Angels. She said to keep the faith, that they should keep trusting them. Yes, they conceded, 6 goals here today, and that, of course, is heartbreaking, I must say. But then again, they came into, this game, having 4 points already, and as it stands, they are going to get ready for the next 2 matches. Don't forget that every team will be playing 5 matches here at the Super 6. 3 already gone for ABIA Angels. They have 2 more to go. Yes, we have 2 more matches as well for today. The next match will be coming up by 12 noon, and that will be the match between the defending champions Bayelsa Queens taking on the host nation, the host city, I mean to say. Yes, these 2 games, of course, we know they are sisters. This will be a South-South derby, a very interesting one. Let's hear from the winner of today's game, talking about the coach of Edo Queens, Coach Moses Aduku. Congratulations on the victory today. I mean, great performance from your girls. So far, I mean, you've gotten 10 goals from last match and this match, scoring 4 and getting 6 in this one. Can you walk us through, what you did differently, after your first game defeat to Nasarawa Amazons?
Well, first and foremost, I think my girls play to instruction, and the instruction is that we should not allow them to build up from the back, and this my girls did. And the goals were not surprising to me because we studied the ABIA girls for the first 2 games. We saw how they were playing, but they are a good side, for resisting and getting 2 goals. But we thank God for the goals.
All right, Coach. So now Edo Queens now have 6 points from 3 matches. You have 2 more to go. So what's the next step going forward? I mean, you've gotten 10 goals already. I think you are now the team to beat in the tournament as it is, because you've been able to, step up from your first defeat. 4 goals, 6 goals. I mean, should we be expecting 10 goals in the, the 4th game?
Yeah, that's football for you. The beauty of the game is scoring, and that is what we have come to do. So we're scoring 6. If it's possible for us to score more, we'll do that. But the focus is that we must win all our remaining games.
All right, the focus is that you should win your remaining games. So what's your message to the Edo Queen fans? I mean, those that were supporting, a lot of people are saying they enjoyed what Edo Queens did today. So what's your message to the Edo Queen supporters out there?
We want to thank them for supporting us and also to expect more from us.
All right, thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, you've heard it from the coach Moses Aduku. And of course, like I said, we have 2 more matches for today. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back.